close this. We're gonna open up chat, top chat, live chat. All right, close. Yes. It keeps doing that. So here we are. Rune's live. I just wanted to do a quick live this morning, kind of a little coffee and contemplation. I haven't even taken a shower, done my hair, nothing. So I thought it would be a great time to just take the morning. This is the first live video of the new year. In fact, I don't think I did many live videos at all last year. So at this point, I just kind of wanted to get started and do some stuff. All right, let's see here. This is save highlights. I'm just kind of checking all this out. Excellent. So, I'm not sure how to, it's going to go, if all of this is backwards to you, I apologize at this point. I'm going to try and remedy that for the future lives as far as mirroring the camera. It's not doing that. But let's get on with the live anyways. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in the new year. And I want to say thanks to everybody. This past 2023 has been a great year for Rune and myself and just everything in general. I had some great experiences. I had a wonderful time at both Mystic Fests that we had last year. Met a lot of great people. Had some really impactful rune readings. I did some classes. There's also some. We did the what is that, Midwest Metaphysical Expo in Des Moines, or around there, Clive, Iowa, and that was also very impactful. So I was really having some life-changing events there. Every time you read a client, every time we get some people in that offer some ways for the runes to kind of show themselves in different ways, then I always take that back, and we use that continuously. So I got a few things coming up this year, which is fantastic. Recently, we're coming up here soon. Next week, I've got a painting course. So what I'm going to be doing is kind of you might say like almost like one of those paint and sips, but it is a class where we're going to make bind runes, and we're going to paint them on canvas. And that's going to be something that we can consecrate and activate for the new year. So that's going to be coming up on Tuesday. I believe the event is up on my webpage. If you go there and you go to the shop, you'll be able to see that and register for that and sign up if you're in the Omaha area. What else? Other things that have happened this year. I was really happy to, I think twice, Kadrick Olson got to come down to Next Millennium Bookstore and got to take classes from him and kind of talk runes and spiritual practice with him as well. I was able to do, of course, the book came out. I don't know if you can see it there. Boop. The book came out this year. Very excited about that. It's doing well. People seem to really like the content, so I'm happy about that. And I am currently working on another book, one that is more of my own design, whereas this one was kind of formulated with a publishing company, and we put a rune book together. So this is going to be a little bit more, hopefully this year I'm going to try and get into a little bit more practical aspects of using runes, which means it's going to be a lot more rune weaving. So it's going to be more about taking the runes and what they mean, and then weaving, not only getting deeper into them, but weaving them into other spiritual practices for other spell work, for making bind runes and rune staves and things like that, and just general rune practice. Maybe some things that you haven't thought about. Rune songs, that's another thing I'd like to get into, is doing some rune songs. We're going to be doing I want to get out some video on each rune. Like I've been doing some of them on the podcast, which you can just take a listen to on Spotify. It's the Rune Ways podcast. And if you on YouTube, what I'd like to do is kind of keep going in like a dip into Tiwaz, a dip into Gifu, and a dip into each rune. And what I'd like to do with this is to maybe experiment. I want to see if people would be interested in having rune song done, where it's kind of a low chanting of the rune as we go through, maybe a morning sit down with the rune, kind of like your morning meditation. I haven't done any long meditations as far as really taking a journey with the runes yet. I'm working on that, and I'm trying to get some ideas for that and what the best place to post that would be. I know some people do that, and I do as well on YouTube. Spotify also has meditations and whatnot, so I'm just kind of looking at what people are going to like the most and digest the most. But I do have some I just need to get into doing the journeys, the rune journeys, which will be more meditations. It'll help you bond with the runes. It'll help you get to know the runes a little bit more, and envision them. Really get to work with them in a deeper at a deeper level. If we're doing a meditation, where I'm taking you through the journey, they're giving you some different visuals to put in your head. To really get to know the runes. And then the other one would be more or less the rune songs, where I'm doing more, having a static video, I believe, and then chanting the rune 9 times or more or whatnot, just so that you can have some time and peace to sit down and chant along with me and just kind of vocalize those runes, which is something that is really impactful, especially if you're in a group. I've always thought that group singing, group chanting, and people getting together to sing and dance is always very powerful. And it's not something we can do necessarily on our own, but it is something that that we can do. So I can do it with you. If I do the video for it, you and I can both sit here and do our morning rune chants, or whenever you decide to do rune chanting. So, well, I'll try and get that going as well too. It's a snowy day out today. It's pretty thick. We got a few inches here in Omaha, Nebraska. Just went out and shoveled. I'm gonna try and take a second here. You can do different filters. Interesting. I can share this. Maybe I'll try and share it. Let's see if we can share it to Facebook. I don't know if it's not necessarily concerned with how many people are watching at the moment I record this, but more or less at the moment, just afterwards. So one thing I wanted to start the new year off with is a rune. I believe January is a great time for, I don't know, I love New Year's. I love that time when we can just get done with the end of the year. I personally like to get a little gluttonous, in the fall, and then take January to kind of cleanse, refresh. It's usually cold outside. I don't want to do anything outside anyways. So I usually take January to do that. And this year I'm doing the same thing. And it feels really good. So far this year's been fun, but I really like taking January to do things like move around items in the house, like rearrange the house, clean up, get things thrown away, bring in the new items. Of course, everybody's got stuff from the holidays that they've got to figure out places for and what to do with. So January is a great time to do that. And it's what brings me to this rune for January is Ahwaz. And this, of course, if it's going live and it's reversed, you'll know how this goes. But again, there's no reverse to Ahwaz. Ahwaz is the yew tree. It is also a sign or a symbol for releasing things that don't serve you anymore to make room for new growth. It is a rune about clearing away the clutter and just to make room. It's kind of like it's also good for springtime, because that's when we pull those leaves that have all died in the wintertime and we allow those new little flowers to grow up from the soil. Well, this, same thing with the yew tree. The yew tree, an adult yew tree, when it dies, the new yew tree grows from the trunk of the decaying, older, dead yew tree. So that's kind of the thought process here, to make yourself open and available for opportunity, for growth, for change, any of the goals that you're working on. It's about making yourself open to it, not just shooting for it and trying to aim and shoot for that goal, but to first just allow yourself to receive it. Sometimes we don't even know that we're not allowing ourselves to receive certain things from the universe. So this is the time to do it. So make those offerings. Get that house decluttered, get everything kind of straightened up, make something new, make a change up your routine, find a routine that you've been doing, and then just do it differently. If you still like doing it, try different ways of doing things. But Ahwaz, again, this is about, it is about growth. It's about new growth. And it's also about letting go of things that haven't been serving you over the fall. And you know what these are, because the end of 2023, I believe, was pretty intense for a lot of people. And this is kind of a chance to release that tension and to be able to just accept what's going on and just look for those pathways in and out to get to where you want to go. So a good thing to do is you can write this on your hand, on your on your hands here. You can carry this rune around with you. You can also just study it for a minute, take it and let it go through your day. And it's all about just kind of, and it's nothing bad either. It's not about having to, letting go isn't about taking away something. It's not about, I have to do this, because I haven't yet. Letting go is just it's about just growing. Sometimes we can't do the same thing over and over and over again. We were one thing, a different chapter. You might say it's like turning the page of a book to a new chapter. So you never let anything go. You've done it already. You've done those things. You've enjoyed those things or whatnot. Even anger, even things like that, even emotions that you want to let go of. Anger, well, you admit it to yourself. You like being angry. When we are angry, we go for it because we just give in. It is what we feel we need to have at that time. But letting it go doesn't mean we're never going to get angry again. Letting it go just means that we're not going to let it affect us as far as we can at the moment. So letting go of things is just saying that, sometimes people are like, well, what isn't serving me? Well, I have to do this, I have this job. I can't let that go. It's all about also the letting go of how you react to things. Letting go of the negative ways that you react to things. That can be a system of letting go as well. So Iwaz is the rune to kind of focus on when you're going through all of that. And I think it's a good rune for January. So it's the official Runeway's rune for January. Iwaz right here. Take a look at that. Look up some different descriptions, because I'm sure that if you go through a couple of different books, or if you just pick a book, say you've got a bunch of rune books like I have up here, okay, you got a bunch of rune books over here, and you just want to see, there's something that I used to do with a rune. If I did a rune a day, I would go and I'd just go, I'd pick a book, and then I'd open it up, and I'd just turn to there and just kind of close my eyes, open them up, and focus right where it is. And it's usually that is the version of the rune description that you were meant to hear. So that's always fun. And again, I said you can make a bind rune, you can make a talisman, you can make a lot of different things out of a rune to kind of give you a new, just kind of intention for the new year. And so hoping you can do that as well. So I'm looking forward to a lot of things this year. The other thing you can do, I'm looking forward to completing, is a day planner. That's kind of a tradition that we have here in the House of Brecky, where we, every year, I really like a day planner. I used to do this a lot more before I just got an iPhone and had everything on my calendar. But I do like a day planner because you do write, when you are writing things, it is kind of powerful. This pencil is like a wand, and the paper is like a spell book. And you can write down those events. You can look at you can actually have a tactile experience with it. So that's what I like about it. And it also inspires me. It's like, I have an open weekend. Oh, maybe I should do a class, or maybe I should do a live, or maybe I should do some other things. But planning it all out, putting in people's birthdays and anniversaries, events that you're going to attend that you feel excited about. It's always a nice way to just kind of have the year. And then at the end of the year, you've got a little bit of a journal. If you do keep it up, if you go through and you write down all the things that are happening, you're going to be able to go through and have that as a little bit of a journal. If you don't journal very often, a day planner is kind of the next best thing. So that's always a fun thing to do. So last night, I just had a wonderful conversation with the ladies from Back on the Broomstick. That's right. They were, I was on their show a couple of months ago, I believe, or last month. Maybe it was a couple of months ago, may have been in October, I can't remember, but I was on their show for the book, doing an interview with them, and they're fantastic. They're fun. You got to go check them out. They were also just nominated for Best New Podcast, or Occult Metaphysical Podcast of 2023. And so you can check that out on their Facebook page. But I just got done with a little interview of that with them for my show. So you can find an interview with Back on the Broomstick on the Rune's podcast on Spotify probably later this afternoon. And that's what I'm going to be doing next is taking this whole thing and going over and editing the podcast. So, and it's just an audio podcast, but it is pretty good. We both did New Year's shows on our each individual podcast, and it was kind of good to come together with another set of podcasters and talk about, what we did. What are some of the trends that are going to be happening that you're looking forward to in 24 with the just different spiritual things that are happening. Where is everybody going, gravitating to? We talk about that. We talk a little bit about how they got started, a little bit about their awards, and then also I think it was on the air that I did a 3-room pull for them, or I did not a 3-room pull, but I pulled a room for each of them. It was really fun to get the experience on that. And one of them I had a little bit more intense experience with. It started really flowing and connecting, and so I had to keep giving more stuff on that. So take a listen to that when it comes out. That's going to be out again. It's going to be out this afternoon. So. The other thing that has happened this year, or this in 2023, is that I got to redo the website a bit. You should go over to runeways.com and check it out. I have not only the front page done, but I've also got a shop site where you can purchase things like Norse jewelry. You can purchase runes. You can purchase you can purchase a couple of downloads, 30-day rune journal, which I'm going to end up making into a journal probably similar to this, about that thick, that you can use for your 30-day rune pull. That's over there. There's some free downloads over there too, and resources to help you. So if you're looking to get into runes, just go to my resources tab, and that'll give you all the books that I really like to read, that I started out with, that I enjoyed. So go there and pick those out and get started. But I've got that over there. I've got more stuff, especially events and classes that I'm doing. Those will be on the shop site. It'll just be, and also listed in the events page. Probably updated this afternoon too. That's what I have to do. Tuesdays are all big Runeways day. So if people watch this, then I might start doing more coffee and contemplations on Tuesday morning. You can join me. It's not always going to be this wintry, and you might just having to be at work, but I don't know. We'll see. I'd like to pull some people too to see if it'd be more fun to learn about runes and whatnot on a Sunday evening or a Sunday morning, or would it be easier during the week? I'm not sure, but I think the live versions, I just want to talk about each rune and start going over a little bit about different aspects of each rune in a less formal way, in a way that I can interact with people out there when they ask questions. I can answer them right away. And then it's going to live forever up on YouTube under the live tab, so you can check that out. But I'm going to try and start doing that because I do need to do more. Don't have a ton of time, though. That's the problem. Don't have a ton of time to do and also I am not great with editing video and learning what tools to use for that. So I'm working on that, in which case my videos will happen more. But right now we're going to focus on really providing a great podcast. More interviews are going to be coming up on the Runeways podcast, and I'll try. I can post the episodes here on YouTube, but I never really get my podcasts on YouTube, so I always get them on Spotify. So I'm kind of a creature of leisure. So you have to go to Spotify to get or wherever you get your pods. You can go and listen to that. It's not going to be YouTube. YouTube, I'm going to try and do some updates. Also, I do have a blog on the website, which you can read as well. It's got some resources I will post, and that's all just stuff like what rune cloths to use, different casting techniques, the podcasts that are on there, and the interviews, and things like that I'll have up on the blog over at runeways.com, so you can check that out and get more information that way as well. I'll be doing some more events this year. I know I'm going to be at Mystic Fest and the Midwest Expo. I've got, like I said, the painting class coming up. If that works, I'm going to do some more of those. I'd also like to get some Zoom classes down where everybody around the world can join in, and we can do some official classes for Runeways and Rune use on YouTube here as well, or on Zoom, and then we'll go from there. But I don't know. We're working on that. If anybody's got some information on what they use for your channel, please let me know. Give me some heads up. I'm going to have to do a bunch of research to figure it out. But right now, I'm just an iPhone, iMovie kind of guy. And I'd really like to, it's about time I got better at this. So I've got the podcasting down, but I'd like to get the video end of it down as well. I am also still reading at Next Millennium every third Monday. I don't think it's this Monday. What day is it? Oh, that was yesterday. So maybe next week. Maybe the week after. I'm not sure. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what time it is. But yes, the third week of the month, third Monday of the month, I'll be at Next Millennium Bookstore here in Omaha, Nebraska. If you want a reading otherwise, though, I have been opened up. I opened up Monday and Tuesdays. I can do video interviews during the day or video readings during the day. And then I can do video readings in the evenings, most of the evenings. We just have to schedule that out. I'd like to try and keep it during the week, if possible, in the evenings. My weekends are pretty busy, and then I kind of like to take them off. So, but either way, we work with you on that. I'll just work with you. So you just have to shoot me an email at runewaysinfo@gmail.com, and then I can set up, and you can pay for it online at my website. We can set it up, and those are always going really well. The video readings, if you're leery about them, or if you're got a question about it, you don't really know if they would be as impactful as an in-person reading. Well, the only difference would be we just don't get to see each other face to face, which is always a pleasure. But having a video room reading done is just as impactful. I'm able to I still have the video on, so I have a camera that's on the runes themselves, on the rune cloth, and then I also have a camera on us so that we can just talk to each other as well. And so far, each one has been very impactful. So I really don't think that that's a thing. That's not a barrier at all. So if you're interested in getting a reading for the new year, you're looking to get some guidance on what your intentions and goals are going to be, well, then you can simply shoot me a message, shoot me an email, runewaysinfo@gmail.com, and we'll set up a time to do a video reading. I also am taking readings in person if you're in Omaha. I'm taking readings at my shop, Dungeon Crate. I'm taking those readings there too. So yes, if you're listening to my podcast and you hear the Dungeon Crate ads going on, because it's my company, yes, you're right, it is. Why not? And I really like those ads. They're fun as well. So, and I also find there's a lot of crossover between people in the metaphysical world and people in the nerd world. It's kind of both. We're all nerds, so and some of us like to cast spells in real life as well as in a fantasy life. So that's fun. I enjoy running this shop. But the place I've got a nice office in the back. We've got a table set up. So if you want to get a nice private rune reading done, we can do the same thing. And I just tell you to go ahead and email me again, runewaysinfo@gmail.com. We'll set up a time you can stop by. Or you can find me on Facebook as well. That said, also follow my socials. And if you got my book, if you haven't yet, please leave a review on Amazon. It helps. It really does. And it allows people to find out if they are going to resonate with this book right off the bat or not. I always read reviews of the different items I'm looking into purchasing. So I encourage you to do the same, especially when it comes to books. I think that, of course, everybody's take on books is different. And for this one, my goal with this book was really to complete the project, just get it done, and I did. I put a lot of effort into this. I really had a wonderful experience working with this company, with Callisto Publishing, and getting the book out, because I was already working on a version of this. So I did like that. So I'm going to be putting out another one not from Callisto Publishing, but from my own publishing, which will be Runeways, and it'll be the more practical use of things. But anyways, yeah, wow, New Year's. I think I just ran that one out. My train of thought just went off the rails, and now I'm thinking about 5 different things. So, hey, thanks, Robbie. So also, not only am I doing the in-person readings, video readings at Next Millennium, all the expos and the Mystic Fests, Zoom classes, live, and then Rune Sonic stuff. So that's going to be all the chanting, the rune chants and whatnot on YouTube, as well as working on another book and putting together the 30-day rune journal, which will be available on Amazon soon, I believe. I'm also, I'd say, hey, thanks to Astara and Orion from Illuminating Hearts. It was really fun hanging out with you guys. And again, with our own coffee and contemplation in person, got to experience some of their sound healing, which was amazing. Can't even tell you. I thought I had taken a couple of gummies before I got there, and I didn't. And wow, just to hear them play the instruments, the gong singing and the crystal bells that they can chime, and the didgeridoos and all the stuff, and the drums and all that. It was amazing. And hopefully we can, I don't know, now we got to thinking about doing some collaborations with that, and I certainly want to work with Illuminating Hearts on maybe doing some series of sound healings with runes as well. Rune chants along with what they do. So hopefully we can come together, Rune Sonic and Illuminating Hearts, and do some stuff and make some more music. There's lots of opportunity, lots of stuff happening in 2024, and I'm going to try and take advantage of it. So, yeah, come out and see me. If you got any questions, again, let me know. I'm going to have another live probably next week, and we're going to just go over some common questions that are asked. And I'll find out about when I'm doing other lives too. I don't think I'm just going to keep. I'm not a very consistent live doer, so I might just make it. If you discover it, you discover it. I'll put it out there before I get on, and you'll just have to keep your eye out if you want to catch me. If you want to catch the live and chime in on the chat. So, because this is on YouTube, and I'll probably do live on Instagram and Facebook or whatnot. I can go to either any platform at any point, but more stuff coming up on the podcast too, which will be less lives, but of course it'll be more live interviews, which is fun. So you're going to get a lot of on the podcast. You'll get some live stuff, which will just be my interviews and possibly just some quick tidbits for the show that aren't scripted out. But I do like to kind of script out or bullet point out my show otherwise. And what I'm going to continue to do is not only go through the runes, but really go over some practical rune work on the podcast. So again, check that out. RuneWays podcast on Spotify and whatnot. Go check out my book on Amazon, The Complete Guide to Runes. And book a reading with me at runeways.com. You can go check that out. So grab some coffee. Enjoy the snow day. You know, this is the best part. I'm going to take the rest of the day and we're going to have some fun. Get creative and do some things. So this is a perfect time for it to be snowy because Tuesdays are kind of a down day for me. They're an off day for me. So, boy, that sounded negative on both things. No, it means how about Tuesdays are my day off, kind of. As an entrepreneur, business owner, you really never have a day off, but Tuesdays is it. So I'm going to try and dedicate Tuesdays to RuneWays as well. And so we get a lot more stuff going on in 2024 than I did in 2023, just because I guess people like it. So thanks again to everybody for all the support. I want to thank everybody at the Next Millennium Bookstore here in Omaha. Charlie, Cindy, Laura, all the guys, everybody that have helped me get going with all of this, and as well as my other business, my store as well. Charlie's quite a mentor on that. All the retail witches down at Next Millennium, you know who you are, and I can't wait to not only play some D&D with you, but I like to just thank you for all the support with that. You guys have been great, making me always feel part of the family, and it really truly is an amazing place, an amazing place to work as well. So thanks to those. Thanks to Randy from Midwest Metaphysical Expo putting that on. I'm looking forward to this year, and I also want to thank Charlie for the Mystic Fest. Looking forward to that. And to all of you that have taken readings from me, and especially ones that have never had a rune reading before, but you just decided that day to do it. And you had the courage to turn. Some people come into me at the Next Millennium and say, I don't know why I was driving this way and decided to turn. There it was. And I decided to get a reading. And so here we are. So thank you for taking the time and having the courage to get a reading like that. So anyways, if you're watching this video not live, well, there you go. I'm hoping to do some more of these. So leave your comments in the comments section. Let me know if there's any questions or anything that you want me to cover on these live events. And they'll probably be around 30 minutes each. Most likely, I don't know, 1 to 2 times a week. We'll see. But otherwise, you guys take care of each other. And I'm going to go watch the snow fall down and watch people try and drive up my street because we're on a hill. Have a happy snow day, everybody, and we'll see you next time on RuneWays Live. Boop.